complacent. Put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But Shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gonna ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. Can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endured the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me. She sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see. No matter the price, you see. I picture me driving a foreign. Me driving a front and now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believed that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. My shawty, she riding the passenger side. She riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was there from the beginning. She was there in the beginning. There at the beginning. She was there from the beginning. Me driving in the beginning. Foreign with my lady.
Welcome. It is Monday night. You know it's right. We got Life Coach Kurt here, bringing it to you right from the BU Radio Network, bringing you the show, Living Your Best Life with Life Coach Kurt. Man, I got a guest tonight. Sorry I didn't get to advertise about him because some things happened. I didn't get the information in time. My fault. Bad planning. But you know what? He here. Young man that is on fire. If you get to meet this young man, when you listen to him tonight, and from where he came from to where he is today and the plight and the plan that he has going forward, you're going to be saying, God, that's a God's child right there, because he's living the dream, he's creating his own avenue, and he's working with the politicians, some big guys out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, like Congressman Horser over in the 89106, 5th Ward. We just doing things to make sure we get it done for our community. This young man is backed by the community. He works over there with us all at Nevada Partners, and man, he's just blowing up. He's the president of a program, but I'm going to let him tell you the story. So let me stop in real quick and say hello and thank my sponsors, because they make it happen every week at 8 p.m. on BU Radio. I want to say thank you to 702 Braves for you. That's Cindy Michelle over there. Let me tell you, go down to her, where you make your appointments. Stop in there, make an appointment. Make sure you list Living Your Best Life show or Life Coach Kirk. She got a code in there. Put that code in, automatically 10 to 15% discount. You can't beat that. That's what sponsors do. They make it happen for the people that's watching the show to make sure you get their great products and their great services on time, every time. Then I have my girl over there, Jamisa, I got her at Red Run Mobile Studios. She driving around town doing hair, fingernails, whatever you need to done. Mani-pedi, she can get it done. I think she even got an esthetician up in there painting on some faces. You know how y'all ladies do it. Beautiful, beautiful black women out there, and all other colors too. But you know I love my queens, that's for sure. And then I got Bougie Girl Vegas. That's my little sis, man. She chocolate, just like me. And she got some jewelry, the things that I be blinging around my neck. She provide those for me. Go to her website as well. Just type her up in Google. She gonna be the first one that pop up because she popping like that. And get you something. Them girls' earrings, they looking so good, and something else she got going on over there. And last but not least, my new one. Oh, let me tell you about the We Mentality, that team development program. If your business is running good, we want to take it to great. And the best way to know how to take it to great is know the personalities of everybody on your team. And as the owner or the facilitator or whatever the case may be, we want to teach you how to be the best you could be every day and hire the kind of employees that's going to make your business flourish so you can start other businesses and not have to worry about what you put in place. It's called We Mentality. It's us doing it. We don't nobody want you to win more than your coach. And that's what they talk about. Don't nobody want you to win more than your coach. So get on that We Mentality. That's the Brandon family. That's Tiffany and Brandon. By the way, they just won. Congratulations. They just won a big award for a pitch contest, pitching your business with the Urban Chamber of Commerce. Phenomenal on Saturday. Heard them on 88.1 this morning. Blessed, man. Love to hear my brother doing what he do. He's been on the show a couple of times. We do a lot of things together, but that We Mentality is where it's at. Those are my sponsors for this week and every week. And if you want some sponsorship on here, just get in touch with me. You can hit me up at no, not that one yet. I haven't released that yet. But you can hit me up at lifecoach.com. lifecoach@gmail.com. Hit me up. Tell me you want to be a sponsor. I'll come and identify your business. We'll have some conversations. We'll work some pricing out and make sure you get on here and get the same things that they get, because this is where we make it happen now. So now I'm going to pull up a little bit tighter in my chair and get ready for this amazing, amazing young man I have here tonight. It's absolutely, his real name is Sean Jerion Coleman, but we just go by SJ. That's my man. We're going to pop him in real quick, and you're not going to believe the work that we're going to do. He's going to tell his story, and then we're going to talk about a couple of other projects that he has coming up, what he's been working on with Congressman Horsford, and it's going to be unbelievable. So let's invite my guest in. SJ, how's it going this evening?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, man, you know you soft-spoken, but in class you be giving it to us. So go ahead and speak up and let them know you here tonight.
Gotcha. How y'all doing today? My name is Sean Jerion. You can call me SJ.
And where you from, bro?
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. 702.
702. I would say 530 is the first three of your social, but you was born a little later, so it's 680. That's probably what you have. But it's nothing like coming from home, man, Las Vegas. So, SJ, I want you to just break down a little bit. We're going to talk about your humble beginnings, maybe a little bit of part of that journey, and then I'm going to ask you some questions that's going to bring you to what you've been doing currently in the last 6 to 8 weeks that I've known you, and you went through the Prince the King program as well. We're going to hit on that a little bit. So go ahead, and you ain't scared of the mic because you've been on TV. You was on TV 2 weeks ago, so I know you know what to do. Go ahead and let us know something about you.
Well, if we start with the story, as a young one, I pretty much, traumatic stuff happened. Like, I was adopted at a young age. So, my mom, she unfortunately was one of the people that got affected by the crack epidemic.
Okay.
So she had me, and I got taken away, put into the system at a young age. And then I got adopted at the age of 2. And from there, I was with my adopted parents.
Okay.
But as you know, they were old school as well, so they did not spare the rod, but they didn't. They didn't spare it, like they spared it too much. So
that's it.
I ended up going to school one day, and the teachers saw marks on me. So next CPS gets involved, so I get put in a foster home, and from there on, a lot of stuff happens, and we go through it, but as things got better, it was like when I was younger, it felt like every time I took 2 steps forward, it was like the devil was knocking me 5 steps back.
Yes,
and
indeed.
so, it came to the point where my senior year in high school, I was going through it. My parents was divorcing. My adopted parents was divorcing, so I ended up you know, I stopped going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy thing is, I stopped going to school, but I was still doing my work. Like, I would not be at school, but I still had
Okay.
A's because, like, I would always turn in my work.
Okay.
But I don't know. At that moment, it was like I just didn't feel like I needed to go to school, you know.
Right. And let me ask you a question because, you know, in some environments, that kind of thing happens because we don't have the support we need. But, you know, a lot of people make it without graduating and things like that. But the chances of you being great is really decreased because there's no system or no support or no resources that's going to help you move up. But it seems like somewhere in your life you found those resources because when I met you, I would have never known that your background is the way it is unless I talked to you and talked to your mom and she told her story. And I was so touched by that. First of all, because she was so upfront about it. You know, some people hide behind their innocence or hide behind their embarrassment. But, man, she just opened up a whole floodgate, and that's when I really got to know who your mom was. And, you know, every time I see her, we just give each other a big hug because where she went through and where she's at today, man, that's like night and day. You know, completely different. What you think about that?
Yes, sir. It's my mom, you know, me and my mom have a good relationship now, you know, because it's like we just had to realize, like, we got to move forward. We can't think about other stuff in the back. You know, like, I'm not going to act like, you know, I don't think about all the time I lost.
Right.
But, you know, I always look forward to the time I have with her. You know?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I think the biggest thing about it is, like, a lot of people would, you know, they look at me and they wouldn't believe some of the stuff I'm done or been through. You know, they like, nah, no way. You know, they hear my story and all of a sudden they start looking like, there's no way. But, like, you know, like I said, because of what happened to me, it really changed me.
And that you know, I'm gonna be honest. I done heard your story a few times, and the first time I heard it, that just grabbed me. And I'm like, this boy is something. This young man is somebody special, and we got to make sure we get you in front of the right people so you continue to bloom and grow and know that you got support no matter what age you are, what you've been through. I can't change the history, but I can sure help dictate your future. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't go back and change anything. Tell a little bit about your story. You don't have to go deep into whatever you're comfortable with because, you know, I know a lot about it. But go ahead and tell our audience. It's about 1,000 people up there watching you and wanting to hear your story. Give us a little chip of it if you don't mind.
All right, so around my senior year in high school, so that senior year is interesting because that senior year was like the first time I lost a close friend. Like he got killed like right down the street from our school, like 2 houses down from his house he lived in his whole childhood. And so I say like 4 months later, I was at a party and, you know, just living life, just normal teenager, you know, going to a party, and I ended up getting shot in the face.
Okay.
And so, you know, at a young age, it's like, dang, like, you know, I ain't gonna act like I wasn't, you know, I'm not gonna act like I was innocent or I was doing stuff like,
I
you
mean,
know.
we out in the streets, we gonna be in the streets.
Yeah, I was young.
Yeah.
It was like, it do what it do. You in the streets, you know, you live or die, you know.
And that's a sad place to have to, and you know, to go through something like that because the resources or the support wasn't lined up with you to just keep you in the right lane. And when you went to that left lane, what happened to you, like anybody that goes through some kind of physical trauma, mental trauma is one thing and it leads people, but me having a stroke and you going through what you went through and having a stroke too, while you was trying to heal and everything, it actually like flashes a light and it says, I'm blessed to still be here. Now what can I change going forward to let God know I appreciate him saving me or my understanding that my work isn't done. That's when I talked to you, when I met you, and the things that you said have been coming up, your work is not done. God has left you here for a reason.
Yes,
and
sir.
I see you walking in that peace and you walking in that path to make sure you get the things done that you want to get done.
Yes,
I
sir.
heard
Yes,
that.
sir.
That's it. So we got shot.
Yeah.
Seeing people fall, our friends, you know, that we've known for a little while getting killed out in these streets. When did you shift your mindset and say, okay, I'm tired of this, looking over my back, I need to get into either a program or be around more positive people so I can head in a different direction?
Okay, so I mean, after I got shot, it was kind of like a you know, like a wake up call, you know, and it was kind of like, dang, like you lived, like, you know, you expecting, like when I got shot, I was expecting, like when I closed my eyes, I didn't think I was gonna ever open them again.
Right.
So like when I opened them in that hospital room, it was just like, dang, like I'm still here.
Right,
And
right.
I ended up going back home, and I ended up, me and my parents was cool for a little bit, but ended up getting back into it like bad. So I left again, and I ended up going back into the streets, but
Mm-hmm.
it just wasn't the same. Like before, like it wasn't the same like as before.
Right. You
And
looked
so,
at it differently.
Yeah, I looked at it real different. So it was like when I started living with my real mom and got to knowing everybody around me, my real family, it was just like, I just learned like, like when I was younger, I always told myself I wanted to change the world.
Okay.
And I wanted to
Okay.
impact the world in a positive way.
Okay.
So like when I started living with my mom, and then that's when my brother and my mom dragged me to Nevada Partner. It was like, you're going to be in the WOW program. And I was like, the what? Nah, I'm good. Like, I'm straight. Like, nah, I don't want to do that. Because they asked me, like, what, 4 months before, you want to be a part of the WOW program? I was like, nah, I'm good.
And explain what that is real quick, the acronym WOW.
Okay, so WOW stands for Wild and Out Wednesdays. And it's a youth-led program, ages 16 to 24. It focuses on service and social change. It gives youth the opportunity to participate in impacting the community in a positive way. The three main points we try to talk about and try to give to our members is leadership, civic engagement, and community service. So we meet every Wednesday 6 to 8, down there on Nevada Partners. So if there's any youth that want to be a part of it, just contact me anyway.
We're
my
going to give
Instagram
that
up there.
information. 650 West Lake Mead Boulevard, right off the 15 freeway off of Lake Mead. You right off there, 2 blocks up. It's on the right-hand side. Just if you're coming from the freeway, it's always on the right-hand side. Anywhere else, it'll be from the left-hand side. Incredible organization. I've been blessed enough. I have my 6-week program there. Prince the King, absolutely incredible. CC and them running that show down there, Miss Monica Ford, the team they have down there, which he's a part of as well, and another guest that couldn't make it tonight, but we're going to tap her in next week with both of them because we have another story about that. But if Nevada Partners is a hidden gem for the youth that don't even know it's there.
Sir.
We got to get more word out about that. I put them on my website, and I'm going to make sure we get more participants because this is somewhere where the youth can get together. They can have conversations about what's going on in the community, learning about politics, getting involved in civic action, and that's what we do. That's what we need to do to build up our communities and things like that. So now that we got that part done, my brother, I got some questions. This is the interesting part. You done told us about the WOW program and what happens with that. So let's talk about development that you've had. Let's say even from meeting me and we did our 6 weeks together. I know you missed a couple of classes, but you still got the whole realm about what's going on. What did you think about the Prince the King program a little bit?
I really enjoyed the Prince the King program. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm the president of the WOW program, so I got a lot of work to do. So sometimes, I couldn't be down there as much as I wanted to because I had work to do, like proposals to write up and different things. But the Prince the King program was
parts
really
that you did get to understand and see what you like about it.
It was interesting because it was just like, it was coming from a male point of view. Like a lot of us don't get, being not even just in the streets, but just as a young black man or young man today, you don't really get a lot of male figures telling you about life situations and what to do and how to like go about different situations that you will come about in life. So
Exactly.
It was really interesting and very informational, and like I really liked it.
Yeah, and we always say, and at the last one, I had my partner, my brother in regards to everything. I had Brandon Ward there, and he kind of tied the whole thing together and say, okay, y'all been through this program for 6 weeks. You learned a lot of information. You got all these tools in your tool bag. What you gonna do with them? Because information without action is just information. But we either got to take some of the financial literacy classes and run with that, or we got to take the trauma class from Lynn James, who was phenomenal, run with that.
Yes, sir.
Then I have my other brother talking about the dating purpose and everything, Malik's Truth, who's here on Wednesday nights as well. He's right here on this station. Incredible brother, wrote a book about relationships, and I like the way he broke it down and everything. It really makes us understand that even the media, the music that we hear dictates our actions sometimes. And when he broke it down for us, it really made sense. So, yeah, we just doing it over there at Nevada Partners. If you got young ones in your life and they need somewhere to go and something to do and be around active, conscious-minded youth, Wednesday,
Yes,
Wildin' Out Wednesdays is where you come to. Wildin' Out Wednesdays. You got SJ, he the president over there, making it happen. Leadership. This young man is growing. He's growing. I can't wait to see your continued development, man, because I know you're headed in the right direction. Real quick, tell us a little bit about the program or the bill that you helped construct with Congressman Horsford.
Okay, so we did two bills. You said, are you talking about the one we got passed, or
which one? The gun bill?
Oh yes. Okay, so
yeah.
with Congressman Horsford, he asked me to be the youth keynote speaker for the Change the Cycle of Violence bill,
Yes,
which
sir.
is a bill that places money into programs and like facilities that help young children, young men, young women, like keep them out the streets. So like,
Okay.
let's say like the Boys and Girls Club or like How Wow, this bill will place more monetary and more money into this into these organizations so that they
Okay.
can help at a larger scale.
Nice. And what was the other one?
Oh,
that
the
you
other
guys
one
were
was
working
AB
on?
371,
Yeah.
and that was actually a bill that we testified for and actually got it signed into legislation, and
Nice.
that makes CCSD passed it so that it's mandatory investigations in acts of racism in school.
Talk about it now.
So
Woo, that's
let's
it.
say my future kids or my nieces and nephews now
Right.
that they go in school, before they didn't have it was just like all into bullying. So if you was like, oh, they're being racist, like they calling me this and that, they just be like, well, just go write a statement. Now if you say someone's being racist to you and there's substantial evidence, now they have to investigate it,
There you
and
go.
there has to be a punishment.
That's accountability, brother. You
Yes,
can't
sir.
say what you want to me because of the color of my skin, okay? Or whether I'm homosexual or anything like that. We all people. We all put on our pants the same way, one leg at a time. And we need that kind of bills to make sure we get the respect that we need. And, especially in school, because that's our formative years. When we're in middle school and high school, those things make a difference. And they impact us. I mean, I've heard teachers say, oh, you can't read, you one of them stupid ones, huh? Wait a minute, hold on, ain't you the teacher? I would think you would say that, oh, I understand that you have a reading issue, but I got a way to help you with that.
Yes, sir.
That's the difference between the two, you know what I'm saying?
And I actually just talked to some people that some of the people that I've helped, and I wanted, like, I'm about to propose, I want to build that makes it substantial for investigations to teachers, like
Okay.
you said, like I'm trying to get it so because when I was in school, there's been times when teachers said things to students that they shouldn't have said.
Hello?
But it's
Okay.
like the teacher's word against the students. So
Right.
obviously administration's gonna side with the teacher every time.
No
But it's like
power. We
even-
had no power.
Exactly. Even if it was like 7 students or 10 students or 20 students that said, "Oh, I heard this teacher say that," like it would have to be like the whole class going to write a statement, and that shouldn't be like that because.
Wow.
Like, of course, we don't want any student falsifying a report and then
Right.
getting the teacher in trouble. But at the same time, like, we want teachers to be held accountable for what they say to
Yes,
students
sir.
because that's
Amen.
very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Proud of you, man. Moving
sir.
on up. I don't know if you ever heard that
trying.
song, but that's the Jeffersons back in the day, and we all took pride in the opportunity to let our voices be heard
Yes, sir.
and then put action behind it, because a voice is just a voice until something moves with it or allows it to show action. Outstanding. I'm loving that. Okay. We got that. Skittles not here. We did that one. All right. Moving along. So, I got some real fun. So, if you had to talk about your journey, and I know you mentioned some of the things you've been through, and we was talking about what clicked to made you change direction. I know when you got out the hospital, you was looking at the world differently, and that's called a paradigm shift. Me and you can both see the world and be in this world and look at it, but see it in two different ways. And it seems like after your trauma, because that's what it was, you was traumatized, being shot and everything in the face, went through all the surgeries and everything, and still came out on the good end. Is that what flipped the script for you, or was it getting back in your mom and seeing what journey she did now that she's really on top of the world, working consistently, out of the issues of what her life was going through while you was growing up and things, and you back in the home? Where did the shift come from? When did you just wake up that morning and say, I know there's a better way and I got to make a change?
You know, I mean, I think the craziest thing about it was like I getting shot in the face. I actually didn't have any surgeries. I didn't have any, like, they didn't even do anything to my face. They just left it alone. Honestly, it just healed on its own. Like, it closed up.
Okay,
it
so based on what they had going on,
which was crazy because everybody thought I would have had to have like 1,000 surgeries, getting shot in the face, like plastic surgery, all that. But I ended up not needing it. But I think seeing my mom, like, my mom, she always tells me, like, I'm going to be everything that, like, because, you know, my mom, my oldest brother, my second to youngest brother, and all my brothers, like, have, like, unfortunately, you know, been to prison or, you know, I was, like, one of the first ones in my family to graduate. So it's just, like, they always tell me every time, like, you going to be everything we weren't. So it's, like, at that point, it's like, you know, I got to, because, you know, I got to, you know, plus, like, you know, I want to be wealthy one day. I want to be a big impact. Like,
there you go.
I don't really care about like, I do want to be wealthy, but I don't really care about the wealth. It's more about
the change. Because,
like, you know, Robert Kennedy said, you know, he said few will have the opportunity to be in history, you know, but everyone can have a chance to put themselves into history and get a change.
Right. Yes, sir.
So,
and that's just like his brother. It says it's not what you it's not what you do. It's not what your country does for you, but what you do for your country. Yeah, you know, he said that back in the Vietnam War when he was a PT boat captain. But yeah, those two people, even though they're not here anymore, and because they rallied around civil rights and things like that, unfortunately, they're not here to tell their story no more.
Yes,
but their family is continuing on, and history does keep that alive. They don't tell us everything we need to know or all the truths, but they're keeping it alive, and that's good. As we continue to go down that way, and it sounds like the paradigm shift within your family, now you have that super support that you needed earlier in life, but you got it now, and it's actually the perfect timing, because it's pushing you and catapulting you to another level in your life. You 20, how old are you now?
I turned 20 this Friday. Actually.
This Friday you turn 20. So, you know, you got 4-5 more years of development until psychiatrists say that the front lobe is fully developed and you can make conscious decisions about life. But me talking to you and the people that are surrounded around you see that you can start right now and you're heading in the right direction, and that's a blessing, man. That's truly a blessing. So we're going to have some fun here now. I got some questions that we're going to go back and forth with them. It's a fun part of the show, and these are the questions that I like. It's going to make you think for a minute, so take your time if you need to. So one of the things I like to ask is, what is your, you know, we asked this in class too, and I forget what you said. You might want to remind me, because my word has changed since then, because somebody happened to remind me of what I always say. So what is your favorite word, and what does it mean to you?
My favorite word.
And usually it's something that you use, like a cliche you might always say around your friends or up there at WOW, something that you always use that catches everybody's attention, and they know that's SJ because he say that all the time. You got anything
My
like
word,
that?
Like what I think something I always say is, well, I mean, I don't know if it's really a word, but it's like a statement.
A statement. Go ahead.
And I always say, be the change you want to see.
Okay, and that's a true statement. Yeah,
Yes,
because
indeed.
most of us forget that. If we real, we gonna be the change that we want people to see of us. Because we only let them know what we want them to know, regardless. You know, mine is the word outstanding. For some odd reason, I've been using that word for like 30 years. Everything's outstanding. How you doing today? Oh, I'm doing great. What you do today? Oh, that's outstanding, man. I always wanted to do that. I always throw that outstanding out there. I don't know why. So here's the next one. What do you believe at this time in your life that you're not really good at, that you want to work on becoming better at going forward?
Something I want to work on for sure.
To become better at, whether it's time management,
I think
following up with people, something.
The thing I'm working on right now, as
Mhm.
like current working on, and I know I'm gonna keep having work on, is like motivation. Like
Okay.
keeping motivation for certain things.
Okay.
It's like little projects I'll start. Like sometimes I just get discouraged and stop,
Go
but
right.
I'm just trying to learn how to just keep going, like no matter what.
So with a life coach, I'm gonna give you some free dimes. I'm gonna drop something on you. So one thing, you need a mentor. Somebody you can talk to that understands your drive and where you're going, but just gonna be there to help support you in getting those things. Even those little projects, if they mean something to you, you started them for a reason. So there's got to be a season that you're gonna finish them for a reason too.
Sir.
Morning and the first thing in the morning, I was talking to a friend of mine today because Brandon Ward had dropped a video from Eric Thomas this morning. I used to listen to Eric Thomas for like a whole year every day, and it got me so motivated. It got me in the direction where I am today, doing a radio show. Opened up my own company, and it's a motivational speaking and life coaching company centered around the youth more than anything. And I listened to that this morning, and it just incredibly started my day off, and I've been riding on that little high all day. Because if we start something in the morning, whether it's the music we listen to, positive affirmations, or motivational clips, you'd be surprised when that becomes consistent. And every morning, boom, YouTube, I'm gonna listen to this, and then I'm gonna start my day. It starts to change you, and then when you have tasks that you need to take care of, you stop procrastinating because you knew you started it for a reason, and now you challenge yourself to make sure you finish it. So that's
Yes, sir,
something,
yes,
and
sir.
we got
Interesting.
numbers. All you gotta do is call me. I'm gonna wake you up in the morning. I get you going, baby. That's it. So I'm on your list anyway. You on that freebie list with me, because you know how I am about the youth, man. I just want to see y'all thrive and survive in this world that don't care about nobody but themselves. And you got to surround your people that have a genuine interest in your well-being, and it's going to make sure you do well and you're not by yourself.
Yes, sir.
I know you always say, I just want to be listened to. I want to be heard. Okay, we're going to listen to you heard, but come with some substance. That's how you and Congressman Horsford got together, because you put some substance that night you was on that panel, right? Yeah.
Yes,
The community talk, man, you threw it down. You had a whole room full of educators and politicians that was there, and you let them have it, and they respect that. I'm proud of you, man. I
Yes,
was
sir.
really proud of you, bro.
I actually had the pleasure of meeting Eric Thomas my
you
senior
have?
year.
Yeah.
It was crazy my senior year, and they was actually telling him how much, which was funny because like I remember my church mothers was telling me, like, she was like, you notice how the devil attack you when you starting to on the rise, when you're on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I met Eric Thomas, and one of my teachers was telling him like how much I'd improved over the years in high school.
Exactly.
And then I think I preached my first sermon my senior year, and it was like right after that is when everything started to go downhill. And after I got shot, and like now I'm doing better, she was telling me, she was like, you just notice how it was like maybe a week after you preached that sermon and you was telling us all the good news, it was like that's when everything started to go down. And he was like, that's when the devil attacks you right when you right at the peak and when you're ready to do everything you want. And I just like, yeah, because it's like I said, always when you about to do better, something bad happens.
Yep, you're right. And it's funny because that's when we need our most strength. That's when you need that most support. That's when you need to pick up the phone and call your mentor, somebody that you can trust, that don't judge you, but just says, okay, I understand. This is what we need to move forward. Let me give you a little recipe or a roadmap to help you get over this hump and keep moving. Man, that's the best feeling in the world. I'm telling you, as a life coach and a mentor, when I can help you move from just striving to thriving, man, that's the difference. But you're going to have them stumbles, man. Roadblocks are there for a reason. God want to put a little bit extra on you, see how you going to act with it. But he ain't going to never give you too much you can't handle. That's it.
Of course not.
All right, next one. So I'm into superpowers, man. I know I wish I had my own superpower that I would like. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
One superpower.
Anything you want it to be, one superpower, whether it's You know, you can hear people talk, or you can read their thoughts, or you can just go out and figure out how to feed everybody and get all the homeless off the street. Whatever you think is in your heart as a superpower, fun, serious, whatever it is, it's your superpower. What do you think it will be?
I think the power I want the most would probably be. I don't know the exact name, but like there's a power out there like in the comics. If it's like, cause I know I want super speed for sure, but you know that's like that. Well, I'll just say super speed because the other power is kind of complicated, but super speed for sure.
So you can get from point A to point B in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. Mine is I want to hear the way other people think. I want to just hear some of the things they be thinking about. You know, when you're in the elevator and they playing elevator music and you got a couple of somebody next to you, what are they really thinking about? What are they saying?
I don't know. That'd be cool, but I don't know if I want to know what everybody thinks about me, because then it's like they're gonna know. Like then you gotta like switch up how you have, but like
you be yourself,
you know,
because if somebody is thinking negative about you, that means they don't really know you, and you just push that off the side. But the people that's feeding positive energy, you know, hey, these are people I want in my circle. You see how that works? Yeah, man, you got to flip it, you know. The non-believers, you go your way. I don't need you around no way. But the ones that's going to give you that support, tell you when you're wrong, and tell you how to get right, those are the people that you want in your corner, because they're looking out for your best interests always, brother.
Yes, sir.
See, that super speed, I want to go. Okay, so this word, it's not, okay, so we got to listen to the question. If you were a type of food, okay? You can look at that in different ways. What would it be? A type of food, what would it be?
A type of food, like a food genre?
It's up to you. You could be a chicken, or you could be Italian food. I don't know. It's up to you.
That's crazy that you said that, because I was going to say Italian food, just because, like, it's so many different types of Italian food.
Yes,
like,
it is.
It's like, and there's so many different ways to make Italian food. So I think that's me, because I'm real universal. Like, I could do a lot of things, and I come in different shapes and sizes. Like, I can, like, my code switching is one of my biggest abilities.
Okay.
So I say Italian food just because, like, there's so many different ways to make chicken Alfredo. One dish, you can make it in different
ways.
Yeah.
Add a little parsley. It changes the whole dish, you know?
It's like, that's how it is for me. Like, I'm able to adapt and adjust in any atmosphere and any type of conversation. Like, and that's why I feel like
that sounds like your superpower right there. I'm just listening to you.
Yeah.
But
that's why I always say knowledge is power, because it's like me. Someone could be chopping up about something, and I could put my input in there because I like to learn about different things.
Right, versatile, yes.
And I always tell people, like, I was telling my WOW member, he was like, man, I want to be a businessman. I was like, do you know about a lot of stuff? And he was like, nah. I was like, well, start researching. He was like, why? And I was like, because let me tell you something. I said, if you go over and you have a boss and you're a businessman and you like going to pitch a business, sometimes you might have to meet them at a hockey game or NASCAR or horse racing, and you got to know about different things, because the more you know, that's you'll be able to connect to those people. Because if you are meeting with him and someone else is trying to sell him the same product, they're like, oh yeah, you hear about the Golden Knights, and then he's like, da da da. You hear about the horse racer that just, and you could spit off facts. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, I like him because me and him have something in common.
Relationships, yes sir.
So that's why I always say try to learn about a lot of stuff. So
yes, it's I'm the same way. I'll be honest with you. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I know a little bit about a lot, so it helps you in conversations, breaking the ice, drawing somebody in so they let their guard down, so you can pitch your product if you're a business owner, or you want them to buy a program or something like that from you. You're absolutely right. And that's another thing that's going to always keep you one step above the next guy, because you do your research. You know, I do research before I come on the show about my guests, so I understand what they're doing, where they're going, and where they want to be. And that's part of living your best life, because you understand what your passion and purpose is. You know, everything we do is about passion and purpose, and we just got to hold on, let that passion drive our purpose, because our purpose is long-term. It usually doesn't change, but your passion can change all the time, what leads you in there. So if you say, I start some things and I don't finish it, Well, that means that the passion you had for that wasn't fully developed yet. And maybe it wasn't for you to do it, and that's why it died off. But if it's something that comes from the heart and you're consistent around, you're going to turn that into your purpose. Exactly. Okay, this is the one. This is the big one. If you could switch lives with someone for a day, which is 24 hours, who would you choose and why? Anybody living or past, anybody that has impressed you, that you really want to walk in their shoes for 24 hours to see why they're the person that they are, who would that be? I know that's one you got to think about a little bit. Tick tock.
I think it would be Dr. Martin Luther King. And I'm only gonna say that because like I really want to know what it was like to be back then.
Yeah, yeah.
And to just like, you know, because we hear about it, we watch movies, but like we wasn't there to live it.
Right. Really didn't know all the scrutinies and things that he went through, how many death threats he took, how the FBI was taping his conversations or taping houses that he was in to bring shame on him and his family. But you know what? Through all that, he endured it and kept his face up and made those sacrifices. So when you say that, I'm going to throw one that's going to be right with you, because this person was right with him most of the time. You know, John Lewis. Man, you know, Brother Lewis, he was a Sigma as well. But his journey, you know, when you watch the movie Selma and you see what happened on that bridge, and it's a reenactment, but you say, man, people really got treated like that? They got hit with whips and things like that, and they on foot. Man, if we go back and really understand history, we know we have to be so strong to understand it, but not let it repeat itself. That's why what's going on right now, this movement we got, this Black Lives Matter movement, it can't die this time. We need to hold on and keep this in the limelight for the next 20 years so our kids have an opportunity, or your kids, you know, my grandkids have an opportunity to do better or have it better in the United States than we did, you know. And we've been blessed, believe me, but the fight ain't over, the struggle, because it's not equality for everybody. I mean, I love the 14th Amendment, but I just want to see it really be for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And it's also, the thing is, like I always say, you know, one person can't change the world, but, you know, a person can impact another person, which can impact another person, that can impact a group of people, that can incite a chain reaction of change.
Right, exactly. You want that to keep going, the chain reaction of change. Very good. I like that. I might have to put that in somewhere. I like that, the chain reaction of change.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to say? I know we driving down. We got about 5 or 10 minutes left. I want to give you your gift as always. You know, when you come on my show, we got to rock it like we rock it, man. So I wanted to give you one of the Kurt's House shirts. There you go, my brother. Say Life Coach Kurt on the back. And now we're going to take some pictures with it in the back when we get done in the green room. But it's a pleasure and an opportunity to give you something that comes straight from my heart. My marketing team, they do a crazy job at doing different kind of shirts, different colors that stand out. So it's a manly shirt. It's a V-neck. But it's got some light colors on there, some popping rose and a little pink on that one, just like the one I have on. So, you know, that's how we do it, man. I want to give you that shirt. And thank you for coming on the show. Anything else you want to say at the end, how people can get in contact with you, how they can come and join WOW, phone number, anything? I can look it up for you real quick, or go right ahead.
Like I said, Wild and Out Wednesday is a youth-led organization that for the age of 16 to 24, you know, that gives its participants a chance to participate in social and service change. Like I said, our main 3 points is leadership, civic engagement, and community service. So if you want to come down, and we meet every Wednesday, 6 to 8, you know, you could hit me at, like I said, my Instagram is TheOnlySeanJerryon. And then you could also hit my number. It's going to be 702-748-2469. I'm going to say that one more time, 702-748-2469. And I'm the president. And actually tomorrow we have one of our, because, our members are so loyal and they do a lot in the community, it's not just all work and no play. So tomorrow we have a Lake Las Vegas trip, a couple of Mr. Kurt's kids are going to be coming with us. So like I said, we got a lot of things. We're going to be going to New York soon. We trying to plan a Six Flags trip. But all in
And
the
we
middle
got a
of that,
retreat coming up.
yeah, we got
got
the
a
camp and
retreat,
Dare to Be
yeah.
Different. We got the Dare to Be Different camp and retreat. We'll talk about that a little bit more next week for
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yes.
So, like I said, if you guys want to be a part of, if you want to be the change you want to see, and come around a bunch of like-minded young individuals that want to see the world be better and different and want to see it make change, then come on down. Be a
Hey, the
part of it.
journey is real. Come on, y'all got to get out there. You can't make it sitting in your seat. You got to get on your feet and get out here and get involved in your community. The resources we have for youth in this community is pretty amazing. If you just look it up and find out where they can go and be themselves, be understood, and be heard to make a difference in our community. Like I always say, this is Life Coach Kurt. We always living our best life. And don't worry, because doubling back, I'm going to have this young man back with another partner in crime he has. Adriana, she wasn't able to make it tonight. She couldn't get off work in time. But this young lady, her support for me over the past 7 weeks is unbelievable. For a young lady at a young age, understanding what people need and how they need to be treated and how to make sure every week on Thursday nights we had everything we needed, supplies for new guys. It's actually incredible. And I can't wait to brag on her about what she's done in her life and where she's going and how she earned her position at Nevada Partners. She didn't start out working there, but now she's getting paid to be there. That's always a blessing. So like I always say, my four sponsors, I'm gonna just throw them out there. We don't have to bring them up on the screen, but we got 702 Braids for You. That's Cindy Michelle. You go to her website, www. Living Your Braids for You, 702 Braids for You, www.702braidsforyou.com. Go in there, find out what's going on, hit her landing page, get some services, and mention Life Coach Kurt or Living Your Best Life and get that discount, all right, 10 to 15%. Then we got Red Rum Mobile Services, mobile hair salon services over there with Jamisa. She does the same thing, so let's get it popping. Get those services. It's still hot outside. You still want to stay nice and cool. Then we got Bougie Girl Vegas. We dropping all the jewelry for you, all the bling, the earrings. Go into her site, same thing. Just bring up Bougie Girls on Google. It'll take you right to her site. And then last, we got the we mentality, team development. If you're a business owner out there and you have some struggles in getting your team to understand your mission and your purpose and where you're going with your business, maybe it's time to hire a team to come over there and really teach people how to understand and do a DISC survey, which is a personal survey that tells you about your attributes and things like that. Get on there with the We Mentality. It's an amazing, amazing company they have going over there. The Ward family, Brandon and Tiffany, outstanding. Well, it's time to sign off. You're in the right place with the right people. We got Alex back there on the ones and twos. Well, really, he's just sitting at a board doing what he does best. But that's Appleheads right there. That's my boy. And, we had a good time tonight. And thank you. See you next week, 8 p.m. Don't be late because we're always great. Hey, thank you very much and have a great evening.
Potato sugar,
Yes.
Django isn't a slave. Django is a free man, you understand? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, cause he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Yearning for your validation.
Validation.
All in hopes I'm in the conversation.
All in hopes.
Pour so much of me into you. Can't believe I ain't never feel for me instead of you. I slide in the coupe. Fire, lose the roof. I die for the truth. Inspired by no rules. Wicked devils in cahoots. Drop a prayer on the screw. Got God on my side. How can I ever lose still? I wanna be humble, but I gotta flex. On them niggas. I don't wanna mumble, but I need respect.
Respect me, nigga.
I do it my way. They say it's left. If I sell my soul, what I got left? Because I don't need nobody else. I'm lying to myself. Not talking physical, dog, the spiritual and health. All these opportunities is higher, I can tell. Gotta beat them in them stairs, cause the timing never fails. My advice, keep moving. If not, you can lose it. Wasting time on the clueless. Knowing they can never do this. Back, tell them pessimists they need to spun. Whack, when they're paralyzed in the mind.